If you handed in a body designed like this as a school project, you would fail. And yet, here you are, alive, breathing, watching this, running on what is honestly one of the most gloriously bad designs in all of nature. Let me show you just how badly you're built. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Your body was never actually designed. We love to picture the human body as a perfect machine, sleek, efficient, finely tuned. It isn't. Because evolution doesn't design anything. It tinkers. It takes whatever already exists, tapes a new feature on top, and as long as you survive just long enough to have kids, it does not care how clumsy the result is. So your body isn't a masterpiece built from a clean blueprint. It's a 4 billion-year-old patch job, full of leftovers, dead ends, and decisions that would get a real engineer fired on day one. By the end of this video, you'll never look at yourself quite the same way again. And, weirdly, you might end up liking yourself a little more for it. Let's start with the one that's quietly trying to kill you every time you eat. Your throat is a shared pipe. The tube you breathe through and the tube you swallow food through cross at the exact same intersection, like two roads with no traffic light. Whoever signed off on that design made a mistake that chokes thousands of people to death every single year. No sane engineer would route your air and your lunch through the same doorway. Evolution did, shrugged, and moved on. Next, look up, with eyes that are installed backwards. In your eye, the wiring sits in front of the light sensors, like building a camera with the cables taped over the lens. And to get all those cables out, there's a hole punched straight through your retina. That hole is a blind spot, a literal gap in your vision. You don't notice it because your brain quietly invents whatever should be there and paints it in. So congratulations, you've been gently hallucinating the middle of your own eyesight your entire life. Now stand up straight, on a spine that was built for an animal walking on 4 legs. For most of our history, that backbone ran horizontal, like a suspension bridge between 4 supports. Then we stood up and never bothered to redesign it. We just tipped the bridge vertical and stacked everything on top. That's why almost everyone, sooner or later, gets back pain. You're not broken, you're a horizontal design being forced to run in vertical mode. And it gets better because 2 of our greatest upgrades actively fight each other. We got smart, which made our heads enormous. We stood upright, which narrowed our hips. So we ended up with big-headed babies trying to fit through a smaller opening, which is why humans have one of the most difficult and dangerous births of any animal on Earth. Our intelligence and our posture are at war, and the battlefield is the human body. Then there are the leftovers. Parts that used to do something and just never got removed. Your wisdom teeth are built for a bigger jaw your ancestors had. Now they show up to a mouth with no room and have to be surgically evicted. Your appendix is basically a retired organ that mostly sits there doing very little, until one day it decides out of pure boredom to rupture and try to take you with it. And remember that ridiculous nerve from the start? The one that loops around your heart for no reason? That's a leftover from fish ancestors, where the path actually made sense. We kept the route long after we stopped being fish. Nobody updated the map. And it keeps going. Take a breath through your nose, through a drainage system installed upside down. The largest sinuses in your face have their drainage hole near the top instead of the bottom, which means they have to push mucus uphill, against gravity, just to clear themselves. So the moment you get congested, fluid pools and sits there, turning into the pressure and the headaches you know far too well. It's a sink with the drain bored into the wall instead of the floor. Now take a step, on knees doing an impossible job. Your knee is basically a simple hinge, and you've asked that hinge to carry your entire body weight, absorb the shock of every footfall, twist when you turn, and somehow last for 80 years. It's a cheap door hinge holding up an entire house. No wonder it's one of the first things to wear down, tear, or quietly give up. It was never built for the load we keep putting on it. And then, every single night, your body does the strangest thing of all. It shuts you down completely. For about a third of your entire life, you lie there unconscious, paralyzed, blind and deaf to the world, utterly defenseless, just quietly hoping that nothing decides to eat you. Evolution looked at a dangerous planet full of predators and concluded that the smartest move was to switch you off for 8 hours a day. We still don't fully understand why we need it. We only know that without it, you die. Even keeping the right temperature is a mess. To cool down, your body's brilliant solution is to leak salty water out of thousands of tiny holes all over your skin and hope it evaporates fast enough. It works, right up until it's humid, or you can't find water. And then the very system keeping you alive starts cooking you from the inside. We're basically tropical animals who conquered the freezing parts of the planet mainly by wearing the skins of better insulated creatures. So why is all of this still here? Why hasn't evolution just fixed it? Because evolution can't go back to the drawing board. It can only edit the current draft, one tiny change at a time, and only if that change helps you survive right now. There is no undo button. There's no, let's rebuild the spine from scratch. Every single flaw you carry is the price of a feature your ancestors needed more. The oversized brain, the upright walk, the free hands that let us build and write and hold the people we love. Your body isn't badly made because nature is lazy or cruel. It's badly made because it's a living record. A record of every desperate compromise your ancestors made just to stay alive long enough to eventually become you. You're not a finished product. You're the latest draft of a 4-billion-year-old story that never once stopped to clean up its mistakes. Because the mistakes were never the point. Surviving was. So tell me in the comments, which one got you the most? The backwards eyes, the suicidal appendix, the sinuses with the drain on the ceiling, or the nerve that takes the scenic route around your heart? I'm genuinely curious which flaw you'll never unsee now. And if you want to go deeper into the strange machine you're living in, I will be posting soon a whole video on the most useless parts of your body. Your appendix is about to feel very seen. Until then, take care of your beautifully broken design. It's the only one you'll ever get. Now go look at something ordinary, like it's strange. Weird, right?